Hello, 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 hello. Ah, this is a little. Mm-mm. This is a little new for me, but what's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Bridget Robinson, and I came to you this evening because I wanted to talk to you all, especially. I wanted to talk to everybody. Um, I'm Bridget Robinson. I am a minister. Uh, I love Jesus Christ. I sell anointing oils and designer scents. So one of my newest fragrances is Social Light. Okay, getting into it. It's Socialite, which is the Baccarat Rouge 540, and my oils are all oil. They don't have any alcohol or any water in them. So when you put them on, they smell amazing. They are great for summer because when you sweat, you're gonna smell like Baccarat Rouge. Okay. So anyway, um, yeah, I want to let you all know about my company. My website is www.blessedfc.com. If you go to my link tree, um, then you will, the first link in my link tree is my website. And so I usually sell a variety of different products, but right now I just have my body sprays on there because I am doing a lot right now. And so I just wanted to keep it to the body sprays. And I am in the process of updating my website and changing everything. Also, I have a discount code, which is capital BDAY 23 for my birthday. So I'm running a special until July the 31st. And you get 30% off of any of your purchases until July 31st. All right. So, with that out of the way, the main uh, reason for me coming live today was because I watched several YouTubers. I've been trying to be a YouTuber for a very long time, but I am a very busy person, and I've had some health issues. I've also had some catastrophes, so I had a lot going on. I also work, and I take care of my mom full time, who has Alzheimer's, and I lost my son back in April of 2021, April the 28th. Day after his 33rd birthday, he had a heart attack and passed away at home. Um, I also lost my father in November of 2021, and I also took care of him until he passed away. So I've had a lot going on, which is the reason why I'm here to talk to you all. Because I don't know if you all know of a YouTuber named Dr. Bobby Price. I'm pretty sure it's his name, and he's on YouTube. He was a pharmacist, and he also worked for the FDA. And so uh, he has been letting people know that, the FDA really is aware of what is in our foods and how that affects us, and the consequences of the food that they produce and allow to be sold in America. So and I'm not sure if a lot of people are aware that you know they are selling us food that is very dangerous. It's so dangerous that it's not allowed in over 30 countries. Our food is not allowed to be sold in over 30 countries because it is so dangerous. So, I'm over 200 pounds. I've lost 30 pounds on my weight loss journey, which has been like 7 years, right? 7 years of a weight loss journey. And I've only managed to get off like 30 pounds. So I am on a quest to lose 150 pounds. And yeah, it's a hot mess. So now here he is, Dr. Bobby Price. So this is what he looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but he is the YouTuber that I'm talking about. They work for the FDA, Dr. Bobby Price. And then also, I primarily do the plant paradox diet, but the main thing I wanted to talk about was, okay, first is 3 things that you need to give up immediately. Okay. And when I say immediately, I know, right, a 7-year journey, I know it's hard to give up these things. We are addicted to a lot of these foods, but I have found that they are not as hard to give up once you make up your mind that you don't want to do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's all about making up your mind on something. And even though you slip up, even though you have days where you may not succeed or you may not be the best, once you make up your mind that you don't want to do it anymore, then, you know, you fall down and you get right back up. Okay. So the 3 foods that I think is the most important that we get out of our diet. And of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. And, you know, you may not want to take advice from me, right? Because the only thing I'm coming in is being a child of God and loving people and seeing what the effects of our food has on people in real time, right? Um, so my mother had a stroke when she was like 54, 55, and I'm not really sure about the math, but I know it was 2005 that she had a stroke, and now we in 2023. She's 72, and that stroke started memory loss. She was a nurse. She was capable of doing a lot of things, and that memory loss went into full blown Alzheimer's. And so now she can do very little for herself. I have to make, I have to clean for her. I have to get her up. I have to change her diapers. I have to send her to daycare. I have to feed her, clothe her. She doesn't even ask for food or anything to drink. Um, I have to do everything for her. So, you know, I'm seeing what, right? This food does in real time. And my mother was raised in a generation where you had to have a piece of bread with every time you ate a piece of meat. She loved cheese on everything, of course, you know what I'm saying? Southern family, Kentucky, they are ultra serious about their mac and cheese. Her mac and cheese had to have 5 cheeses. Like I said, she was a nurse. So she had a house built, like she had it going on. And yeah, and it's all wiped out in a matter of hours. You know what I'm saying? It was really a matter of hours, days, minutes that she had that stroke and began to lose everything as a result. Um, so I'm saying that to say, not to be on such a scare campaign, but back to the 3 things that you need to give up. 1, high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, the government bought from China back in the 70s. I'm not sure what president was, but he was afraid of the price of sugar kept fluctuating. So he chose to buy high fructose corn syrup, which was half the price of sugar. The American government has since allowed food manufacturers, to put high fructose corn syrup in everything, including baby formula. Okay, baby formula, right? So, and high fructose corn syrup goes directly to your liver. Now, that became an issue for me because I end up with fatty liver disease, right? Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is a phenomenon in this country. Why? Because high fructose corn syrup, it's in everything. It's in my A1 steak sauce. It's in the barbecue sauce. Of course, it's in sodas, and you hear sodas are not good for you, but you don't understand that it is totally destroying your liver. So, since I had a better, right? Because my doctor would tell me, oh, you got fatty liver, but it's nothing to worry about. We'll just keep an eye on it, right? And I'm not understanding. So anyway, long story short, a couple years later, then they finally like, oh, you got fatty liver disease, and then you need to go to a specialist. I asked the specialist what I need to do, and I began to research it, and then I found a video on sugar. I will link a couple of videos from Bobby Price. I will also link the video on sugar and the effects of high fructose corn syrup on your liver in the description box. And yeah, and I found that video, and of course I was already gluten free, so that's the second thing, gluten. So cut out gluten, cut out high fructose corn syrup, and gluten is wheat. So anything that has wheat in it, when you pick up any package, you're going to look on the back of it. If you see the word wheat, that's not for you. Okay, so anything with wheat in it, anything with high fructose corn syrup in it, and anything with dairy, milk, cheese, no-nos. They are no-nos for the human body, for our body. Those are, there's other things like the canola oils, the any other kind of seed oil. You want olive oil, you want avocado oil, but the big ones are dairy, wheat, and high fructose corn syrup. I advise you to replace, like I have tea every morning. I say put honey in your tea. I'm not exactly sure of the detrimental benefit, the detriment of honey, but I know it has many medicinal purposes for honey, and that it's different. It's just different. It's a sweetener, but it's different. And so I would advise you to take out as much sugar out of your diet as possible. Sugar causes inflammation. I understood this, I knew this, but of course, we're all addicted to sugar. And like I said, they're giving high fructose corn syrup to babies. They're making sure that our children are addicted to this stuff from birth. So, you want to not you want to move away from these foods as much as possible. I understand that these are addictions. I understand, and that was the main purpose. One of the second main purpose of my video. One was to give the warning of the 3 foods that we need to totally cut out of your diet as much as possible, and the other one was as a big hug to my ladies that are over 200 pounds. I follow several YouTubers, and I just love them to death. And I think that they're so brave and they're so courageous, and they are big girls. And I'm a big girl, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm a glamour girl. I've been a hairdresser. Like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a lot of issues like that. So, but I hear them getting down on themselves because we're all on a weight loss journey. We're all trying to get our bodies right. We're trying to be healthy. We're trying to eat better. We're hearing all the partial information about how bad our food is. Okay. Thank God for social media. Thank God that we are sharing information with one another now. And so we are hearing that our food is not good for us. However, right, our food in America, especially African Americans, is totally our culture, right? Our whole culture is surrounded by our food. Our whole culture, whether or not, to me forever, right? It took me a really long time to stop ordering sodas. Of course, when I found out, hey, your liver's in trouble and you are really in trouble from drinking sodas, high fructose corn syrup. But for years, I carried around the stigma of, you're broke if you don't order a soda, right? If you order water with your food, that means you're broke. That means you barely got enough money. Like if you get a McChicken and a small fry and a water, that's because you broke. Like, right? You wouldn't get that unless, you know. And so, you know, that's just one stigma, but there's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of issues in all of our celebrations, all of our funerals, weddings, everything that we do, birthday celebrations, right? Every birthday we got to go to a restaurant. Mother's Day we got to go to a restaurant. Father's Day we got to go to a restaurant. Everything that we do, we celebrate it around food. And given the fact that our community has so little monetary stuff, food is huge, right? Food is really, really huge in our community. So when you talk about taking on another way of eating, or trying to eat different, or trying to I absolutely don't even call it a diet. I mean, I call it a diet. I'm like, but to me, it's just my way of life. Like it's how I gotta eat, and yeah, it's how I gotta eat. Period. Like my situation, along with me having the liver issue, I also had diabetes, and not only that. Um, as I say, I'm a minister, so I have always talked to God. I've always been connected with God. I gave my life to God at like 5 years old. The pastor that baptized me at like 5 or 6 years old, he was like, I don't even baptize children this young, right? Because you're so young. But you know, ever since I heard about Jesus, like that's me, right? So I have grew up as a Christian and as a child of God and with a relationship with God. I was an only child, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I've always talked to God. God has always talked to me. It's just how it is. So, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, God let me know that if I hadn't changed how I was eating, I went gluten free 7 years ago. If I hadn't went gluten free 7 years ago, that I was going to have the same fate as my mother, which also was the same fate as my grandmother. My grandmother had Alzheimer's. My mother took care of her. Now my mother has Alzheimer's, and I'm taking care of her. And I'm 52 years old. So that's about the time that my mother had the stroke and ended up losing her memory. Um, she may have been 54. It's about that. So, um, and then today, which is why, no makeup, hair not done, all of that, I absolutely felt the need to come on and speak with you all, was because I was watching a video from Bobby Price. God had already told me to do this video on Monday. And in the day, I was preparing for the video and watching a video by Bobby Price, Dr. Bobby Price. And he said that our life expectancy is about 76. However, by about 50, right? By about 50, your um your quality of life begins to decline dramatically, like right with strokes, with heart attacks, with diabetes. Like he said, if you're a diabetic, like yeah, you can live with diabetes, but it's a high rate of amputation, it's a high rate of blindness, it's a high rate of kidney disease. um and I have watched family members experience all of this, right? I've got an uncle who lost his leg. um I know I got an uncle now who is on dialysis. I know other people that were on dialysis. I know a lot of people on dialysis. Um, it's crazy. This is crazy. And this is all coming from our food. And the government is well aware of what is going on, and they continue to push it, allow companies to push it, and allow companies to profit off of the demise of American people. I'm saying all that to say that don't feel down because you eat some ice cream. Don't feel down because you grab a soda. Don't feel down and beat up yourself because you fall into the temptations that are out here. Understand that there you have an enemy, right? And that enemy right now is in the form of our government. Okay? We have an enemy. I hope you all are aware. I hate to know if you're not aware that we have an enemy. And that enemy can take different forms. But right now, our main enemy is our government. And they are allowing foods. They just messing up our whole food supply. They just messing up the whole food supply. And so you have to be MacGyver or, Jessica Lange or whoever to really search out and see what is okay to eat and what's not okay to eat. Dr. Price let me know that they 97% of all the chicken produced in the US is washed with chlorine. I didn't know this. Like, that's crazy, right? You think, oh, we can eat chicken. Oh, we can eat fish. Oh no, a lot of this fish has mercury in it. What? They putting garbage in the hamburger. Like, it's just a mess. And like I said, he worked for the FDA, so he knows what the FDA is allowing in our food supply. So my encouragement to you all is to eat organic fruits, organic vegetables, eat as much fruit and vegetable as you can, move away from meat as much as you can. Of course, I don't know if it's a course or not, but maybe you know, maybe you don't, that lunch meat, sausage, bacon, which is something that I eat every day. I eat bacon and grapes, or bacon or sausage and bananas for breakfast. It's a level 1 carcinogenic, whatever it is. It's poisonous. It's on the same uh rim as cigarettes and asbestos. It's crazy. So I just wanted to let my beautiful, 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 beautiful ladies know, and men, right? Because with men, they're putting all this estrogen, we getting all this estrogen poison, and women, that's causing all of these hormonal disruptions, fibroid tumors, crazy menstrual cycles, just a whole bunch of mess. So we, I just want us to love on ourselves, be forgiving with ourselves, move in the right direction, try to stay away from the high fructose corn syrup, milk, and wheat, as much as you possibly can. Also, some of the things that I have also given up is corn, potatoes, rice. Right. People are like, what do you eat? Right. I eat hazelnuts. I eat fruits. I eat vegetables. And unfortunately, I eat meat. Right. Which I need to move away from. Because now I'm learning that I already knew the meat was horrible. Like I said, we know that these things are not good for us, but we don't really have a full understanding sometimes of how bad they are for us. So that's my video for today. I love you all so much, but God loves you more. Stop by blessedfc.com, pick up you some anointing oil. You're going to get prayers with it. You're going to get a deliverance prayer with it, which is so powerful. It comes from a book by Beverly Tucker, and she is a very powerful ministry. She has a YouTube channel, and she's phenomenal. She's with Tiffany Montgomery. I ain't gonna say they together, but that's how I met Beverly Tucker, was through Tiffany Montgomery. And the deliverance stuff is really great. That's what I was called to do, is to help people get healed, delivered, and set free. So one of the main things I want you set free from is self-hate and putting yourself down because of the calamity that we find ourselves in living in America. This is not a black thing. This is not a white thing. They taking down any and everybody that they can. Unfortunately, we are, because of our lower income, we are subjected to more of the foolishness than other races, right? Because we don't have a huge cultural background. A lot of us are, our culture is America. Our food is American food. You know, whew, man, I think that they came, everything that we love, they came for that, right? And Dr. Bobby Price talks about that our main, that our food was really changed in 2000. So this has only been going on for 23 years. Like I said, but there is an alarming rate of young people having heart attacks, having strokes. I had a cousin who had a heart attack and a stroke, like at the same time. Crazy. He's still alive, but of course he's messed up. And I love him to death. We don't deserve this, and this is not your fault. Please don't blame yourself. Please don't beat up on yourself for where we're at. Just understand this is where we're at, but God loves you, and we can come out of this. We can make better choices, and we can live a healthy life. But it's one day at a time. It's one day at a time, and we have to be so gentle with ourselves. Make the choices, make a plan. I do meal prep, and then also one other thing I wanted to add is juicing. Okay, I do a juice. I make a juice that is curd, 10 pounds of curds, apples, pineapples, lime, ginger, like begin juicing. Um, put more, whatever fruits, whatever vegetables you like. Just pack your diet with that. Make a plan for yourself, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you make good choices in the beginning of the week, when you do your grocery shopping, like every Saturday, right? Me and my mom and my daughter, we go grocery shopping, and then I meal prep on Sundays, and I juice on Sundays, and it is a whole mess. But it's what I have to do in order to do anything, in order to do the things that God has called me to do, in order to take care of my mother, in order to go to work. I go to work 40 hours a week. I'm an accountant. In order to run my business, in order to take care of my house, like anything, I was sick for years and barely functioning, you know, and it was because of my diet, right? It was because of my diet. It's so crazy. So God has delivered me, but it's one of those deliverances that requires my input, right? It requires me to juice. It requires me to meal prep. It requires me to eat right. It requires me to make good decisions in order for me to be functional. Um, and I'm not mad, right? I was mad. I didn't cry. Girl, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I didn't cry because I used to love hot fudge cake. I didn't cry. And I found out I was allergic to milk. So dairy really off the table. But my favorite food is pizza. But anyway, and I've got a short that shows you me making my chicken crusted pizza. So I still eat pizza, but it's with a chicken crust and it's with no cheese. But yeah, I done went through it, and we will. And right now I'm going through it because of trying to get off of sugar. it's a whole mess. But my family is worth it. Find you somebody or something that is worth you making these hard choices and these hard decisions, and and you should be enough. But sometimes as Black women, I know we're not enough. Like, I'm not enough. I don't love myself enough to make these decisions, but I love my mother enough to make sure that I'm able to take care of her. I love my daughters enough to make sure that I can take care of them. I love my 3 grandchildren that my son left enough to not eat cake and to not eat cookies and to not eat Taco Bell, whatever it is. My love for them is enough for me to make better choices. For me showing up and being an active participant at my job is enough for me to make better choices. I love my job. But yeah, find whatever your thing is that is enough for you to make better choices for yourself and to start loving you and taking care of you. And then the last piece is exercise. Get whatever exercise you can. If it's walking 20 minutes in the grocery store a week, like, do something. Move as much as you possibly can. One of the things that I did last year, and I love me for it, was I got me a membership to Planet Fitness. It was $79 for the whole year. You may be in a different city and state. They may have a different plan, but you can pay $79 for the whole year. Pay it up front. They don't take nothing out of your bank account every month. And for a year, you didn't pay for your membership. And I can go to the gym. Then I can only go right now one day a week because of my mom, and I don't have a lot of help with her. However, it doesn't matter. That one day a week to me is everything, right? That one day a week to me is everything. I get to go. It's time by myself, and I get to just love on me, take care of my body, and the results are amazing, right? It's slow, right? We remember 7 years and I just lost 30 pounds. It's slow, but I can see the progress. I can see the difference, and I'm happy. So anyway, I love you to the moon and back. Go to www.blessedfc.com. Pick up your socialites. I just put that on there. This is the Baccarat Rouge 540, and it's the perfume oil spray. It's actually a unisex scent, so it's a woodsy scent. It is all of that. I love it so much. I also have I call it executive, but it is the 212 VIP Black by Carolina Herrera. This is for men. And like I said, I'm in the process of changing the labels. I've already took the pictures for my website. I just have to edit them down and put the new pictures up and then add the new fragrances. I think Her Majesty is on there. This is Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. And I also have roll-ons. This is Exotic Blossom. It's Bahamas by Michael Kors. It's not on my website. I know that neither one of the Michael Kors products are on my website, but if you're interested in the Michael Kors, I have it. And you can always leave me a note and I will add it ASAP Rocky, right? Like I said, I'm a very busy person, and that's no excuse, right? Because my business is important to me. But right, I take care of my mom. I have to go to work. Like, I got a lot going on. But anyway, my daughter told me not to ramble. I'm going to put my glasses on. It looks like we are at 34 minutes. Okay. So that's not too bad. Yeah. But I definitely wanted to shout out all my YouTube ladies. I really don't want, my daughter told me to not put their name in here because she didn't want me to make them feel bad. But, I love chopped and roux. I love Joy Amore. I love let's see, Jay Kareem and Gina Janae. I'm not exactly sure the other girl name, but it's lip balm something, XX something. She's a stripper, and I love her, and I think you're doing a great job, and I say keep up the great work. And yeah, so yeah, I'm a Christian. I consider myself a minister 100%, but no, I don't judge people, and I know that we all go through something, and we all, like I say, we have an enemy. Satan is really real. Satan been around since the beginning, right? If you go to Genesis, he showed up there, right? So he been doing the muckety muck from the beginning of time. So we got a real enemy that is a real problem. Like, I know some people try to act like he's not real and he don't really do nothing, but he's really real and he really do a lot. And so he can use anybody that got open doors. Again, that's where you go, Beverly Tucker. She really talks a lot about us having open doors and it being open doors in our bloodline and different stuff. So, that talk is really real. But, the bottom line is he got the government. He got them on lock. And especially our Food and Drug Administration, it's crazy because they letting in everything. And in fact, I don't know if I put the link or anything because I've only seen it in the article on Instagram where the Food and Drug Administration has now given permission for companies to make meat out of cells, right? So they just taking them, they forget the farm. We're gonna just make them in a laboratory. We're gonna make some meat, right? Which they doing with impossible meat. So, right, impossible meat in a laboratory, ain't no animals, and it ain't no fruit or veggies, right? They make man, right? And that's the thing. Like, I got a Kroger ad the other day. I know I'm gonna shut up, but I got a Kroger ad the other day. And I looked on it, and it was only one thing on the Kroger ad that I could eat, and there was organic bananas, which, according to some people, those are not even good for you. You're supposed to eat the little bananas, the short bananas. But, I do an organic banana every now and then again. But yeah, I need it because I need the potassium because I be working out and sweating and it's hot, so I need the potassium. But yeah, organic bananas. That was it. Everything else, crap, crap, crap. And today I went to Trader Joe's and got some coconut shrimp, which is gluten free. And they are delicious, but they're not the best, right? Because they're bottom feeders. Shrimp is, right? They clean up the ocean. So that's not the best food for you. It's crazy. But again, you got to eat. Don't be afraid. Just try to eat as much organic fruits and vegetables as you can. And pray. Pray. Keep praying. Pray. Pray and ask God to help you, to deliver you when you get ready to eat. Okay? When I'm having, like today. No, for real. I got off work. I'm tired. I got off work at 5:00. I have to go to my daughter's house and pick up my mom, which is on the other side of town. Or this time I came home. She had my mom at home, but I had to go to the other side of town and get allergy shots because I got allergies. So went to Trader Joe's and I didn't know what to eat before I even got to Trader Joe's. I'm like, God, what do I even eat? Yesterday I had tilapia. It was delicious with some broccoli. It was delicious. But I was like, what do I even eat? And I'm praying. So that's what I'm saying. Pray and ask God, ask the Holy Spirit, what do I eat? What is good for me? What do I need to pack for my lunch this week? And I also plan to do a lot more videos. Hopefully they'll be better quality, but who knows? Right? Because the Lord was just on me to get out here and to talk to his children today. And to let them know it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I just want God's babies to know it's not your fault that you are 200 plus pounds, and to thank God that you are 200 plus pounds, because without me having the issues with my liver, what started my weight loss journey 7 years ago was that I had ruptured disc in my back, right? And because I had a job, I was a Waffle House manager. I had over 20 employees, 20, 30 employees working up under me, whatever. And I was doing great, right? But I ended up having back issues. I ended up popping my knee out of place and then having back issues and finding out I could no longer work as a Waffle House manager. Of course, I was already an accountant, so it was easy for me to switch careers. But of course, they didn't pay me as much as they did as a Waffle House manager. But my point is that because of tragedy or something bad happening, it was the indicator for me to start this journey on weight loss, and me finding out this information about the plant paradox diet, about gluten, dairy, our food supply, the meat, like all of that came from me having back issues. Or when I got to doing accounting work and I'm sitting in the office versus running around a restaurant like a crazy person, now I'm sleepy and I can't stay awake, right? So it all of these things helped me to get to where I am today because of bad things. Now, whereas my son, he was very healthy, very fit, very young, high metabolism, thin, like no issues, right? I mean, he had issues. I knew he had a heart condition. He had a bicuspid heart instead of a tricuspid heart. I found that out when he was like 9 years old. So I knew about that. But they was like, oh, mom, he'll be fine. No problem. I later learned after he passed that he was having issues with his heart, but he didn't want to let me know. He didn't, for whatever reason, he didn't want me to know. And he ended up having they said his heart valve got stuck and his heart quit beating. I love my baby so much. I miss him so much. But yeah, my point is that because I had issues, I was able to get the help that I needed. My son may not have had the issues that I had, or maybe they wasn't as prevalent, maybe they didn't stop him like my issues stopped me, that made me take them seriously, So I'm a person who thanks God for everything, and the good stuff and the bad stuff, right? Because he has a plan for us. I don't know his plan. My ways are not his ways. My thoughts are not his thoughts. But I know he loves me. He cares for me. He has plans to prosper me and not to hurt me. I trust God with all my heart. So, I'm not going to question why he chooses to do what he chooses to do, or, the things that happen like they happen. I trust him. Um, and, I'm okay. I mean, I'm sad often or sometimes, but I'm okay. I know my son loves me. I love my son very much. I had him when I was 17 years old. He was everything. So, but I know God loved him more than I loved him. Right? God loved him more. And he was not mine. He belonged to the Lord. I made sure to give all my children back to the Lord. And, you know, he get to get them back whenever he want them. I don't have any control over that. But anyway, peace. My name is Bridget. I love you. Check out blessedfragrances.com as www.blessedfc.com, and have a wonderful evening or morning or night. Good night.